Hello, 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 Rose's Melody here, and I welcome you back to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team. Now, I don't really like to pull you guys out to the main menu like this too often, but I just want to show a few things we have going here. Now, you know very well the continue and the delete save data functions. Continue, obviously, continues your game, delete save data. Well, that also does the kind of obvious. Now, Adventure Log, it's actually kind of interesting for all I've pretty much never paid attention to it. Basically just tells you some stuff about how your adventure's gone so far, like how we've learned 8 moves and explored 19 floors so far. Friend Rescue and Wonder Mail are actually quite related to each other. Basically, as I've mentioned before, Wonder Mail works by getting a password and you enter it into here, or you can also do it in the post office. I'm probably just going to do it out here because it saves the walk to the post office, basically. But what a friend rescue is say your friend is knocked out in a dungeon. That's not good. I mean, they can lose their items and stuff. Not necessarily. What they can do is they can get what's called an SOS mail. That's basically a code that they can give another person. Now that person can take the SOS code, load it up in their game, and go out to the dungeon their friend was knocked out in, and rescue them. And if the person is rescued, they don't lose any money or items. So that's pretty nice. And then after they are rescued, the person who does the rescuing generates an AOK mail and gives that code back to their friend. And thus, I believe you get an item or something of it. I've never actually done friend rescues because I don't have any friends who have this game, which is sad. Also, you can do it, say, if you have blue and someone has red, you can put it in the second slot of your DS. If you still have a DS with the GBA slot, I actually do. Or the wireless, DS wireless. So that can also work. Honestly, passwords are probably the best way to go, especially this late into the game's life cycle. And trade items, that uses wireless too. I've never done it because, again, I have no friends who have this game. So that being said, let's get started. Now, I have to admit, this is, I think, either the third or the fourth attempt at recording this. Only because sound desync is a bear, for one. That was the depth of playthroughs 2 and 3. The depth of playthrough 1 was basically a really stupid resolution mistake on my part, and I cut off the entire bottom of the entire video. Like, about where those bushes are, the bottom horizontal line of bushes are, down, that was all black. Way to go me. Anyway, as I said, we're going to be going to Mount Steel today, but this time, like I didn't do the other 3 times I've done this, I'm going to actually remember to store or sell a bunch of my inventory. Now, something I really commonly do actually, I store everything I want to keep. So that, I want to keep those and that. I want to keep the berry, another apple. Oh, and hit select, it sorts your items. Sell those. Keep all the blast seeds and the reviver seed. Okay. So this is something really common I do. I store all the stuff I want to keep, then just go to the Kecleon Market and hit sell all. It's not much money, but it's money. Let's see if there's any TMs I want here. Nothing really. But I will grab this keyboard. There we go. Now, let's get some stuff back from Kangaskhan here. I don't need to carry all those apples. Oops, wrong button. Ah! I am good at hitting buttons, I swear. Okay, so I want to take my gravel rocks. An apple. Yes. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't seem to recall how to change how many things I take out. I need to get more in there. And just in case, because I've needed my butt saved before by it, I'm taking a reviver save. There we go. And now I'm going to really quickly sort my items. Okay, I can't set my graveler rocks while I'm not in a dungeon. Good to know, by the way. But now I'm going to go to Mount Steel, and we are going to save that Diglett. Again. Alright. Yep, as Dogtria just said there, this dungeon is the longest yet at 9 floors long. They get longer, and honestly, as the dungeons start getting longer, I'm gonna start replacing the music because the loop gets... No matter how awesome the loop is, it gets a little tiresome after about 15 floors or so. And see, we don't have any dungeons that long yet, so... I was honestly a bit leery about coming here. I still don't feel entirely confident at it because this dungeon is home to quite a few fighting and steel types, especially on the higher levels. And well, Skinny's a normal type, and thus A, weak to fighting, and B, damage against steel, not so great. Thankfully, I have a player who, once he learns Ember, which I believe is at level 12, you'd think I'd remember by this point, but yeah, I think it's at level 12, then, well, he'll be making very short work of everything. That's actually why I brought a couple blast seeds along, because, you know, they can come in handy. Also, about this point you can realize positioning is actually pretty important because if I'd just gone into that hallway head-on, I would be the only one able to fight these Pokemon. But since I came down here like I did, and a player is next to me but able to face the Pokemon and is not directly against the corner, he can actually pull his weight slightly. Alright. Get away. That's a nice tactic, actually, for emergency purposes. I mean, you know the player is smart enough if they're paying attention, which, truth be told, I am guilty of not doing so. But if the player is paying attention, they can try to get away from an enemy. The AI, however, is about as smart as a sack full of oranges. And perhaps even a little less smart than that sack of oranges. At least until you get a few more IQ skills for them. But basically, get away is just what it sounds like. It means the person using that tactic goes away, gets away from whatever's it's fighting. Let's see if they're Baltoy. I'm ignoring you right now, because I wanted to get the Switcher Orb. I'm going to turn down here, hold the turn, and then I can do that. That's actually something you'll very commonly see me doing, holding down the B button and then pressing A to pass a turn. Mostly because, well, it makes more sense than just completely opening myself up to getting attacked, and sometimes I get in the perfect position and just need to wait for something to come to me. Wait one more spot. Oh, and that's something I never pointed out. Most sound-based moves, unlike a lot of the regular series, especially before like double battles became more commonplace, sound-based moves affect basically the entire screen. That makes things like Sing a lot more powerful than you might think. Because, well, I mean, if you can only sing one thing to sleep, what's the real point? But if you can sing an entire room a sweet lullaby, that's pretty alright. That's pretty alright. Alright, moving on to floor 3, and oh, how convenient, we're right to a battle already. And you may notice I'm not using my moves as often as I normally do. That's because, well, this dungeon is in fact 9 floors long, and I need to save some of them. Alright, nothing but a wonder tile in this one. Oh. Now, if I'm fighting a steel type, I do use my tackle move because it is stronger, especially with tail whip before it. But for the most part, I'm trying to refrain from using my moves too much. I actually want to have some of them back for the boss, even though in my past few times through this dungeon, the boss has died in about 2 hits because of reasons. We'll see if he lasts a little longer this time. I kind of hope so, because the boss music is actually pretty rockin'. So anyway, I don't know if I mean, I know I mentioned it before, but I don't think I ever quite elaborated because my attention span is a very short, it's a thing of legends. Very short legends. Anyway, as I was mentioning, because we are in a longer dungeon now, there's 2 types of save in this game. Now there's your normal save that you have to go to your bed to do. Yes, I know, you're hardening. You go to your bed to do the save. That's your permanent save, that's the one you continue from in the file. Now, the second option, very good because this is a portable game, after all. Especially because the red version was on the Game Boy Advance, which did not have the handiness of standby mode. But basically, there's a quick save. Like, actually, if I pop into the menu here, I can go quick save or give up. And basically, that's exactly what it sounds like. It's a quick save. You can save the game at any point in a dungeon, and when you load up again, it deletes the quick save. So you can't exactly save scum your way through a dungeon. So, like, but you can quick save as many times as you want, basically. It's just you can only ever have one, and you can't play on after you've made a quick save. You quick save, it quits the game. You load up, it deletes your quick save. So, you can't save scum it. Alright, Ember. Ember is actually... a lot of the elemental attacks, especially like Ember, Bubble, they're actually really nice in this game. Because... okay, you see how a Claire is right by a corner? Normally, if you just tried to attack from around a corner, as you've seen me try to do a few times in the other earlier videos, I couldn't attack because I can't attack around corners. Attacks like Ember cut corners. So that makes positioning yourself at the end of a hallway a lot easier because you don't need to position yourself so things can come out. Now, unfortunately, I can't really back out of here because that spirit would have just come forward into the spot I left and just attacked the Claire anyway, so no good would have come of that, really. And of course, I don't think I ever mentioned this. Pokemon still have abilities in this game. Like, I have Cute Charm. Something attacks me, it has a random chance of, you know, becoming infatuated. Ooh, level 11, nice. I think I can sing at level 12. Don't quote me on it. I really should look into the move list on this so I can remember and plan for that, but I'm kind of enjoying the surprise of it, honestly. Oh, getting hungry. Good to know. It's been a while since I actually got hungry in a dungeon. But that's what happens. That is what happens when your belly starts getting too low. simple solution, eat food. Most of your basic seeds will restore some belly. Apples restore a good amount of it. Gummies, which I haven't gotten into, but I will get into once I find one. Those restore a variable amount of belly based on what kind they are. Again, I'll explain it when I find one, and I'm 99.9% sure I'll find at least 2 or 3 in this dungeon. This is actually a really good place for me to hunt gummies. I like the... Oh, wow, I've been using that more than I thought. I'm gonna have to be careful. But what you saw there, actually, was an application of my PP checker ability. I think I have PP check. Let me check. Oh, I don't have PP check. Huh. Well then that's a default thing. I always thought that was part of PP check. I think it's usually because I have the moves so close. I have that tactic, that IQ ability, and have my moves linked so close to each other that it never really occurred to me that they weren't. Alright, we are now halfway through the dungeon. And what better than a fighting type? I don't think they actually have fighting moves right now, but... Not liking that. Okay, good. Solution to that problem? That's why I brought berries. Okay. I don't know if berries actually... Oh good, a gummy. Now this is an orange gummy. Now, each Pokemon type has a corresponding gummy color. Orange happens to be fighting. Now, you may think, oh, it's a fighting type. Normal and fighting type, they're not friends. So, Skitty obviously will not like the fighting gummy. That is where you are wrong. See, the way gummies work is, Pokemon really like gummies of A, their own type, and B, the types that affect them the most. So, while the type she'll like the most is the white gummy, which is normal. Orange gummies aren't bad for her either. I might just start shoving gummies into a Claire's face though, because honestly, some of the IQ skills are more important to me for him rather than myself. I mean, I can always check my PP. If I don't get him the PP check ability, he's gonna sit there trying to use moves that he doesn't have PP for, and thus waste all his turns. In fact, I'm going to give him this next orange one. Like now. What sucks is I have to hand it to him and then command him to use it. Alright, that's what I wanted. I'm going to very quickly say, there is literally no reason you should ever have PP checker turned off. Like, never. Seriously. It's so vital a tactic. What actually is another IQ skill that will be very nice when I can eventually learn it. It's the one that lets your partner take advantage of things like type weaknesses. At the moment, he just tends to use Ember because that's his strongest attack. Alright, so what's terrible is I actually literally cannot... Well, I could use my Tail Whip Tackle combo again, except for the fact that I'll unlink the moves, and that means I'll have to pay money to re-link them, and I don't want to pay money. So I'm just going to be sitting here using my base tackle attack, which isn't as nice as the linked moves, for sure. Especially on the experience front. Ooh, item. What are you? Ooh, yay, more rocks. As I said before, rocks are actually really nice in this game. I think next enemy, I'm going to use them again. I'm going to start using them. What's really cool about them is, while they'll be outclassed, and somewhat quickly at that, they have a set damage. And, okay, we're in the snowy area, so you know we're getting further. Okay, 3 more rocks. Let me see if I can find a Pokemon to show you how these really work. do I have them set? That's important. Last time I forgot to set them. There. They're now set. Go into your item menu, hit set, and then you just hit L plus R and you will throw a rock. Very simple, very simple. Oh, thank you. Now, basically rocks are a set 20 damage that is unresistible. So, even the Siren, 20 damage. Very simple. It works, you know? I actually like using them. I like using them for sniping something while I'm waiting for it to come to me, or I like using them in boss fights, really. But right now they'll be quite handy because, well, I'm out of moves. And I really don't want to Claire to use all of his charges of Ember right now. Because Ember will be a very good move in about a few minutes. So, but I'm still not trying to run from things because, well, I actually really like getting experience. Experience is nice. Alright, let's see now. I need to go down here. And if it looks like I'm exploring this dungeon for the first time, it really in a lot of ways is like I'm exploring it for the first time, for the third time. Because as I've mentioned before, every time you enter a dungeon, the floors are completely randomized. Like, I'm not getting nearly as many gummies as I was getting before, which makes me sad. My first run through, man, I got like 5 or 6 of them. And I've been getting progressively less, so the 2 I've already found might be the only ones I get. Okay, seed, and money. Now what's also nice, I'm gonna see if I can do this. Yeah! As you notice, gravel rocks don't have to fly straight. They can actually hit in a pretty good radius of you. Let's see how I can do there. Yep. That's another reason they are exceptionally powerful. Just the fact that they do not have to, the fact that they don't have to follow a straight line attack sequence, because normally you can attack in 8 directions. 8? Yeah, 8. Gravel rocks can basically hit in many directions. Oh yeah, and they can fly over things. So that's a nice thing. I really like having a lot of these at all times. Which is why I actually consider them a very good dungeon reward. When I see a mission that offers them, I will generally take it. There we go. Ooh, level 13 for Claire. Alright. Anything? Nope. Now take out the pincer. I need 2 of these. And it got infatuated, so I'm just gonna headbutt it to death. You notice I got a lot less experience for just hitting it with my normal attack though, so for experience-wise, yeah, having someone use an actual move is preferred. But you take what you can get, and as I only have 1 use left, yeah. Alright. Let's see. No more gummies? Really? Alright, up to floor 8. By the way, you're probably going to see a lot of rock spam. Well, because it's... Honestly, it's my only ranged attack right now. Oh, wait, there's an item down there. And the fact that it's a completely non-elemental 20 damage guaranteed. Ooh, normal gummy. And I'm more likely to refer to gummies by their element rather than their color. I'm just going to eat that. Ooh, I forget what efficiency expert is really quick. Efficiency, ooh, okay. Efficiency expert. Okay, that's actually not one I'm very fond of, to be truthful. Because, well, it's all well and good to always attack the thing with the lowest HP. But, well... How do I put this? Say you have a boss with flunkies. And you want to kill the boss, because killing the boss will take care of the problem. Unfortunately, that means, say, if your partner has it, they will spend all that time attacking the flunkies and ignoring the boss. And especially in this case, I would really want, as, you know, Eclair has a type advantage over the boss right now, I would really want him to focus on actually attacking the boss. You know, that sort of vital fact. I don't really have to worry too much about what move he uses against the boss because, as I said, he'll generally try to go for the strongest move. But... oh yeah, that's a downside to the rocks. They can be dodged, and they can miss. Come on. Okay, good. Heat Charm has saved my butt a lot lately. It's actually kind of funny. Like, it's something I don't even pay attention to, but it saved my butt a pretty reasonable deal. Actually, you know what? You take care of that, Eclair. There we go. Problem solved. Yeah, I did not find many gummies in here to this time. Only 3. Oh well, I guess we all can't be rich in gummies. But we're going to be heading on to the 9th floor. And thus to Diglett. That's right. Hello, Diglett. Aw, poor thing. I would be scared too if I got picked up and carried off. Rescuing Diglett. As I said, Eclair. Whose fault, exactly? Really, Skarmory? This is your logic? And by the way, kidnapping a kid because of this? Not so sure I like your train of thought here. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can't really see a bunch of Digletts and Dugtrios basically causing worldwide earthquakes. Not so much. Great fighting. Yep. However, the boss music? Pretty kickin'. Not gonna lie. I really enjoy the boss music in this game. So now, I'm going to actually, I'm going to try to make this battle last. I'm gonna actually have a little fun with this, maybe. Or not. Throw a rock. That just basically means he came towards me. It just meant because see, if I'd gone forward, Eclair would no longer be in position to attack. Now, I am going to use a Blast Seed here. Oh, wow. Just a regular attack. Wow. Wow, Eclair, you failed me. I expected you to use Ember. What's terrible about that is if he'd used Ember, I would have gotten like 370 experience there instead of 100 some. So it's actually a very significant experience difference if you actually use moves. Alright. Aw, poor Diglett. How are we gonna do that, Eclair? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yup. Ooh, friends! Yup. Uh-huh. Okay. Not reassuring, guys, just saying. Aw, poor thing. Yeah. Feet. I actually don't think the matter of Diglett feet has ever been truly addressed in any definitive manner. Hi, Duck Trio. Sometimes the observation skills of Pokemon astound me, and not in a good way. Hello, Duck Trio. Aww. Yay! We did good! And they did good! I always like the Magnemites in this game, just honestly in part it's because they're all caps text and they're verbal tick. But I just really like them. They're just so happy and earnest. Aw, yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Bye, Duck Trio. Bye, Diglett. Yay, money! Ah, Petroscarf is actually really cool. It prevents you from getting poisoned. I'm probably gonna give that to someone to hold just because, well, I don't really have any other holdable items. I like holdable items, though. And Ginseng. I don't quite remember what that does at the moment, honestly. I will have to check between this video and next. Oh yeah, we can always use somebody who can, you know, fly. That's right, because we can't fly. We definitely need some flyers on this team. More friends are always good. Oh, that's true. Well, you can crash in my pad, I guess. Aww. No new friend. Sigh. Okay. Ooh, sounds fun. The Wigglytuffs can be a little creepy. Oh, they're... No, we went to everything. Oh, okay. So that's what that counter's for. Ooh, okay. Alrighty. Let's do that tomorrow, Claire. And tomorrow will be next time. So yeah, next time we will find out just what the Wigglytuff Club is, and how this relates to us getting a Magnemite on our team. Also, get me some Wonder Mail. Our current options are Tiny Woods, Thunderwave Cave, and Mount Steel. The third one probably being the best match for our level. Anyway, see you next time. Bye!